Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. Conversations with leading experts in business. And today I have an incredible guest, Dr. Joe Vitale. Dr. Joe is a personal development movie star, author, speaker, amongst other amazing things. And our topic today is how thoughts become things. Dr. Joe, welcome to the Brilliance Business Show.
Thank you. I'm excited about being here. I appreciate you inviting me.
I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you. Before I get started, I just need to make a legal disclaimer that Dr. Joe is not offering legal advice or legal assistance. So let's get started with the show. Joe, would you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do?
I'd be happy to. I'm primarily an author. I've written lots of books. Somebody counted and said I wrote 80 books. I'm also a musician. I've recorded 15 albums so far. I'm also a speaker who travels around the world giving talks based on the material in my books. And I've been in countries I did not know existed. And I've enjoyed that. I've also been in lots of movies, like The Secret, or The Compass, or The Opus, or the new one coming out, How Thoughts Become Things. And I'm pretty much a man who follows his passion and does his best to inspire people to go for and achieve their dreams. That's me in a nutshell.
Joe, 80 books, that is a big an achievement. And also the many countries, like you say, you have been to and you didn't know they exist. So you're really doing things in abundance. But I know that you come from a scarcity background. Could you just tell me a little bit about the scarcity that you have been through and what was the turning point?
Well, it was true scarcity because I was homeless in Dallas, Texas in the late 1970s. And even when I got out of homelessness, I was in poverty for about 10 years when I lived in Houston, Texas. And it was a deep struggle. It was very desperate times. And I often wondered if I would ever leave that dark decade of the soul, that I did. And I would say the turning point was becoming aware of my own beliefs and how beliefs create reality. And this is what I've been teaching ever since I discovered it in my own life. We have subconscious beliefs that are operating without us being consciously aware of it. And those beliefs are what's creating our lives. I discovered that my own beliefs created homelessness and created poverty. And when I began to change those beliefs, I began to have a different life. Back then, of course, we did not have the internet. We did not have coaching. The only coaches were Little League football coaches and no personal development ones that I knew of. So I had a long road to do it by myself. But today, I teach people how to collapse time. And I show them in my books and in the movies I'm in and in my music that they can pretty much have, do, or be whatever they want if they change their beliefs.
I have to agree with you totally. Having positive belief systems, having great choices and making great choices, and with repetition, I believe anything can be achieved within reason. I myself, Joe, am an ex-drug addict. I collapsed and died from drug use, and I transformed my life by changing my belief systems. So I really resonate with your past of homelessness and having that scarcity. And I just love stories of hearing people who have had a bad past, and that's really transformed them to go and help a lot of other people, which you are doing with your amazing coaching, your services. So that brings me quite nicely to my next question. Could you just tell us about the clients, what you serve, and the products and the services, what you offer?
Well, because I'm an author, I primarily tell people to read my books, and I send them to Amazon. Even most recently, I have 2 new books out. One is called Money, Love, Speed, From Stress to Success, and it reveals the 8 laws of attracting money fast. That book's called Money, Love, Speed. But a week or so after that, I came out with another book, and that one's called The Art and Science of Results. The Art and Science of Results, the 9 most powerful ways to clear blocks to your ultimate success. So I usually tell people, please read my books. And I do have a coaching program called Miracles Coaching. And I tell people, if you're interested in being trained and mentored and coached by somebody using my psychology and philosophy, then go to miraclescoaching.com. www.miraclescoaching.com and check it out. But I also have a website with lots of material. Much of it is free. I have courses like the Beginning Guide to Miracles, which is free. And those courses are over at a website called VitaleLifeMastery.com. www.vitale, V-I-T-A-L-E, lifemastery.com. So those are a few places I would send people to learn more.
And what kind of clients do you serve, or is it a mixture of many different people, Dr. Joe?
I see people from all walks of life. I have had people fly in from Japan, from Switzerland, from Poland, from Italy, from Bermuda, from Canada, to have personal sessions with me. And these are men and women who want to develop and grow. Sometimes they have small business ideas, or they're entrepreneurs who want to increase their sales or bring a product to life. And what I do when I meet with people individually, men and women, young and old, is help them find their blocks and remove their blocks, which is the subject of my new book, The Art and Science of Results, the 9 most powerful ways to clear blocks. So I'm helping these people, but they're young and old. I've had very young people, 16 years old, come to me and come out with their own products and put them online. I've had people who were clearly senior citizens, way up in age, and I've helped them write their own books. I've helped lots of people become authors. I've jokingly said that anybody who hangs around me for any length of time is going to come out with a book, because I see books in people, and then I can help them develop them, get them on paper, get them printed, get them published, and get them promoted. So people come for a variety of reasons, but I think, in short, it's all kinds of people who want more.
And what really stands out to me there, at 16 years old, I was quite out of control in my life. I didn't have good belief systems. I started later on in life. I didn't really start to grow up until the age of 25. So the work you are doing and the fact that you're helping 16-year-olds to bring out products and to look after their belief systems, that is a real gift to give to the world. And my journey, The Secret movie, did have a big impact on my life. I actually watched I read a Law of Attraction book when I was about 21 years old, before The Secret came out. But when The Secret came out, it really did open me up to using my mind a lot better and putting into action belief systems and the way you look at your thoughts and actions. So that was a big turning point for me. So I find it truly inspirational that you're helping people with their blocks. It's really, really important, especially in the world at the moment. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the world who are struggling with their mindset a little bit, which brings me nicely to there's a new film coming out, How Thoughts Become Things, created by Douglas Vermeeren. Now, How Thoughts Become Things is going to be such an incredible movie. It launches on the 24th of April online. Dr. Joe is featuring in the movie alongside many stars of The Secret. I'm so excited about this movie, Joe. Can you tell us a little bit about your part in How Thoughts Become Things?
Well, I'm excited about the movie, too. I know the director because he put me in one of his earlier movies, and he knows what he's doing. He makes great movies. He makes them riveting, interesting, educational, and inspiring. When he invited me to be in his movie, I said yes instantly. And he interviewed me on camera about the way the brain works and how our thoughts do create reality and how to consciously use our brain to create a reality we would all be proud of, one that would inspire us and make us happier and healthier. So I really enjoyed being interviewed for the movie. It was fun. Douglas is fun to be with. He pulled the best out of me, so I know he pulled the best out of all the other people in the movie. I have not seen the movie. I have not even seen my part. I've seen a few second clips here and there, and it looks fantastic. So I will be waiting, just like you and everybody else, to have a front row seat online to see this movie, which is going to change lives around the planet the day it comes out. I'm excited for it.
I am excited too, and I've also seen the Opus movie, which again I would encourage people to watch the Opus movie. It's got a lovely underlying story about a boy with a violin, and the thought leaders in the film again are global thought leaders. So another great movie. But How Thoughts Become Things launches on the 24th of April. In your words, Dr. Joe, why should people attend the online screening? And also there are going to be live screenings later on down the line all around the world. So that will be another thing for people to attend. But for now, why should people attend the online screening of How Thoughts Become Things?
The best reason for going is that this is an easy way to effortlessly learn how to control and direct your own thoughts. This was one reason why the movie The Secret did so well when it came out in 2006. It told people about the law of attraction. Well, the law of attraction has been in books for a century or more, and you can trace it back through history. But most people are too lazy to read books or to do the research or to take the time to absorb it with some self-study. So when the movie The Secret came out, all you had to do was push play, sit back on your sofa, eat popcorn, and the information was delivered to you. Well, this movie is going to do the same thing, only it's going to be better and more practical because the movie teaches you how thoughts become things so that you can learn how to direct your own mind to create and manifest and attract what you really want. And all you have to do is sit back and watch the movie. That's it. So that's why you want to see it. It's an easy way to change your life. This is going to be so simple. Children can watch it. Great senior citizens can watch it, and everybody in between, and they can absorb the message without any work at all.
You are so right. It's amazing how a film can change your life. I remember The Secret movie. I watched it over and over again. And every time you watch it, you take something different from it. And if time passes and then you come back again and watch it again, you pick up other things that you missed before. So I just think it's great that we have a new, more current movie coming out, because The Secret is still an incredible movie now, but it's getting older. So I'm happy that we've got something more up to date, more current, with more new skills and techniques and a new focus on a new time. So I'm really excited about this movie. So my next question is, Joe, in your words, how do thoughts become things?
That's a wonderful question, and I answer it in depth in the movie itself. But let me give an abbreviated answer here, and then when people watch the movie, they'll have a bigger, deeper understanding when they hear me and other people explain it. First of all, everything begins with a thought. Everything begins with a thought. I'm in my office right now, and I can see books on my bookshelf. Those books all began with somebody thinking they wanted to write a book. And those bookshelves all began with a carpenter thinking I needed to make bookshelves. And I see a nice chair across from me from when I do video interviews. Somebody had the thought to build that chair. I see reading glasses. Somebody had the thought to create those reading glasses. Everything begins with a thought in our concrete third-dimensional reality. So that's the first thing to consider, is that a thought bubbles up in our mind. We don't always know where it came from, and usually we don't actually know. Then we have choice to act on it or not. If we do act on it, we can manifest something, we can create something, we can build something, we can do something that could be visible, we can show it, or it can lead to results in life that we can then talk about. So the first level of how thoughts create reality is that a thought becomes a stimulus to an action, and the action becomes something that creates something in third dimensional reality. The second way that thoughts become reality is more esoteric. And what I mean is, when somebody has a thought, they're actually sending out an electrical impulse, a vibrating signal into the universe. And that vibrating signal, which began as a thought, can be created by other people who pick up the signal, or by something or somewhere where things come together, and almost magically and miraculously and mysteriously something will be formed. So thought is incredibly powerful. There have been books about thought where they will say thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. Most people don't have any respect for their thoughts because they don't know how powerful their thoughts are. Also, most people's thoughts are negative. Most people's thoughts are repetition. Most people have about 70 to 90,000 thoughts a day, and most of the thoughts are the same thoughts repeated, and most of the thoughts are negative, self-critical, and not very helpful. So by learning how thoughts become things, we can take control, we can have more conscious choice, and we can create more of what we would like to see in our lives. So that's kind of a complicated, very short answer, but the movie will explain it in depth.
You answered that question beautifully, Joe, and it's so true. You only have to look around at your environment to see that everything started as a thought. Another great point, what you made, and it's so important: action. Everything needs action, and that's one of the biggest parts that I feel that we need to take point of here. Is everything needs action, but when you start having inspired thoughts and controlling your beliefs, you will take action, what will lead to circumstances where your reality changes. So I think you put that beautifully there, Joe. Joe, I have really enjoyed having a conversation with you today. The movie is online from the 24th of April. So please, everyone, go to howthoughtsbecomethings.com. Is there anything I did not cover, Joe, that you would like to share?
We live in a time where people are in fear. They're in fear because of a pandemic at this point in time, as you and I are talking. And I want to remind people that this too will pass. This too will pass. I will also remind people that fear is a thought. Our whole conversation is about how thoughts become things. Fear thoughts lead to more fearsome circumstances. Fear, for example, lowers the immune system, which could invite unhealthy viruses to visit. So I would take more control of our thoughts and remind ourselves what's going on in the world will pass. This too will pass. And in biblical literature, it says about 350 times, be not afraid, which is also another thought. So this too will pass, be not afraid.
What a great way to end the show, Dr. Joe. And a great point what you made about fear, because you only have to switch on the television at the moment and it is filled with fear. And a great point about the immune system. So really, really important information what you have given us about not living in fear, to look after our immune systems, to protect us best from this crisis that is going on in the world right now. I have really enjoyed having a conversation with you today, Dr. Joe. My last question is, how can people connect with you if people want to reach out, people want to work with you, or people want to just look at your amazing work?
Thank you. I'm all over the internet. I'm on Instagram as Dr. Joe Vitale, DrJoeVitale. I'm on Facebook also as Dr. Joe Vitale, DrJoeVitale. Amazon has my books. iTunes has my music. I have that website I gave out earlier, which has lots of material, including free courses. One is called Attract Money Now. Another is called The Beginner's Guide to Ho'oponopono. Another is The Beginner's Guide to Miracles, and much more. That's all over at VitaleLifeMastery.com. www.vitale, VITALE, lifemastery.com. And thank you. I enjoyed this interview, and I love what you're doing to help people through this message. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joe. I have really enjoyed a conversation with you. I urge everyone to check out Dr. Joe Vitale, doing incredible things in this world. And I'm also looking forward to the movie screening on the 24th of How Thoughts Become Things, and that is at howthoughtsbecomethings.com. Thank you for being my guest, Dr. Joe, today.
My pleasure. Godspeed to everybody.
You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. Conversations with leading experts in business.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.